Welcome to Capture the World with Dee. Interviews with companies and individuals to learn more about digitally capturing the built world. Video, drone, 3D tours, pictures, panoramas, and more. And now your host, a social influencer and community activist, Dee Johnson.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Capture the World with Dee. I'm your host, Dee Johnson. Happy Thanksgiving week, everyone. We have a very special show today. My guest is the CEO of SKYNAV, a software platform that takes virtual reality travel tours and experience marketing to the next level for destination marketing with sky to ground 360 3D tours that are incredibly immersive and VR ready. It's a very exciting product that he's offering. So without further ado, please help me welcome Ty Downing. Hi, Ty. How are you this morning?
Hey, good morning, Dee. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
You bet.
So
Sure.
this is the Thanksgiving edition of Capture the World with Dee. All right. So you are the CEO of SkyNav, and I'm sure a lot of people out there want to know a little bit about yourself and how this company of yours came to be.
Well, sure. First of all, thanks again for having us on, Dee. My background is we we actually still operate and own a digital marketing agency, and I've been running that agency probably for about 15 to 16 years by now, and um, that really is what kind of spawned, you could say, our platform, SkyNav.
Hmm.
So it came out of, you could say, a marketing background. So it wasn't just brought on because everyone's in the virtual tours today, but at some point along the way in our journey, we kind of pressed into the immersive technologies many years ago.
So you're a marketing person by nature. You created this company out of a need, right? You didn't just sit in a box and say, you know what, I think I should do this.
Right? Yeah. We About 6 years ago, we had some of our team members look into Google Street View program, and I'm sure
Mm,
if you've been around this industry, you know that that was pretty popular. It
mm,
still is to some degree, but we did very well in that on the west or east coast, in the North Carolina, South Carolina areas, and um, we actually had one of our team members 14 months in a row become award winning,
wow.
and had a really good time with that program.
Hmm.
We went out to Google's complex, but as you know, I think things got saturated. Now everybody has a Google Street View inside of their business, and along the way came Matterport, as you know,
Hmm.
and we looked into that and actually brought that to parts of the East Coast as well. But after that, we started to see a gap in the market
Hmm.
about 3 years ago, where nobody was really taking it from the sky to the ground in all one seamless experience. So that's when we started pulling things together about 3 years ago, and now we have our own proprietary platform called SkyNav.
I've always said that I think drone footage is the next sort of big thing. So you're right, from the sky, right? I want to, excuse me. It's very impressive to see a house from a bird's eye view. I don't know why, but it is. All right, so tell us a little
Yeah,
bit. Oh, go ahead.
no, and that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
the idea was, there is obviously Google Earth. You can view things from that area, but
Mm-hmm.
the quality isn't there. So when we can control the quality, and that's really one of the biggest features of SkyNav is, because there are others that might have aerial 360 panoramas, but we put a lot of attention to detail in making sure that, whether it's showing off a community with the amenities, the pool area, you know, really we want to touch on the emotions of a potential buyer, in that
Yes.
market.
Yep.
Now, a visitor going to a city, when you look at some of our city tours, they really are going to blow a lot of people away. I mean, the quality of seeing the downtown area or park areas or convention district areas, in really crisp imagery, and then going right down into that convention center or that
Mhm.
area. That's really been one of our marquee selling points.
All right, so why don't you tell us a little about what is SkyNav?
SkyNav it's a platform. We finally developed our software to where it enables. For at this point, we do most of the production. Not to say that we're actually going to be rolling out some new programs next year, but at this point, we take all the imagery and upload it after post production into the platform. And the great thing about our platform D is that it doesn't require coding, doesn't require logging into Voodoo panels. Won't mention some names, but there are a lot of products out there that does require some kind of programming knowledge. But this is all WYSIWYG.
Hmm.
And once the the images are inputted, it's like some of the other platforms that are out today. It's drag and drop. Um, put your hotspots here, put your information beacons there, and it's fully trackable. And of course, our clients can at any time log into the back end and make adjustments, seasonal campaigns, some non-evergreen content. Um, but it is a proprietary platform, and we make that obviously available to our clients.
So, who are your clients? Like, who would be interested in your product?
Right now, really the main verticals are travel and leisure.
Hmm.
So we work pretty extensively with large cities like Daytona Beach, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, Cleveland, and these aren't at the Chamber of Commerce level. This is actually the Convention Visitor Bureau. So that's a typical client for us. And from there, it goes into convention centers.
Hmm.
So we do a lot of convention center work right now with COVID. It's been pretty pretty good for our organization to allow people, especially what's maybe you've heard the title planners. Planners are still looking to bring events to cities at some point. So when we focus just on a convention center and the restaurants and hotels, they love that. The next vertical would be real estate. And um, again, as I mentioned, it's not just a Matterport tour on the ground level, but we go back a ways and
Yep.
overview the entire amenities. We do embed Matterport
Yep.
tours, and then of course universities are.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
just getting
Yeah.
into wayfinding and for alumni and recruiting students. We we really have seen a lot of uptick in that regard, and then some commercial jobs here and there. We just completed a tour for the Georgia ports, which is pretty cool. Um, since COVID, they normally you see overseas people coming over here to tour a facility like a port.
Hmm.
Well, they can't do that to some degree, so now they have a tour. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
really the
cool.
main vertical.
So, I was going to a conference in February before this lockdown, and it would have been really nice had I had an overview of not just the convention center where I was going, but the area because I needed to know like where are the hotels, where are they located, and if I could just go to one place and see all that, like where do I go to eat, right?
Right.
It would have been so much better instead of hunting for all those on individual websites and yeah, so that would have been very handy. As a college, as somebody who's going to college, it would be really nice to see the entire campus because some of these colleges have beautiful campuses that are large,
Yeah.
right? And to see where all the buildings are, where the dorms are, so I can tell how far am I going to have to walk to get to class, right? And that's a big deal on some of these big campuses. Um,
That's right.
so that I definitely see like a lot of areas where this product would
Hmm.
be really useful. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It definitely um, some people have termed our product or our platform like Google Maps on steroids. But
Hmm.
even Google Maps, it's powerful. You can see a campus, but to really bring that aerial and then the ground imagery in a high quality atmosphere, it's a marketing tool. And really,
Mm-hmm.
that's why we call this an immersive marketing platform. We're not, you know, at this time and juncture, we're not really um, doing one-off tour, like individual real estate photographers, things like that. We want to control the quality for now, and it's paying off. People really like, especially during COVID, they can't travel.
Yeah.
It's the next best thing to scratch and sniff.
And so if I'm a real estate agent and I have this multi-million dollar home, say here in the Bay Area, because you're based in San Francisco, so you're in my neck of the woods. Um, and they want, I mean, a lot of these homes aren't just selling with interior pictures. They want to have the buyer know what is it going to be really like when I move into that home? What's my neighborhood going to be like? Where's the school? What's downtown, right? So is that something that a real estate agent who wants more Matterport can
Yeah,
come to you and say, I want this to help market this beautiful home in this beautiful neighborhood, right?
yeah, yeah. That is actually an option. We do cater right now. A lot of our tours consist of a community,
Mm-hmm.
a gated community, golf course community. However, there has been some interest of, like you said, if it's a multi-million dollar listing, the investment of a SkyNav tour to show off these surrounding areas, parks, neighborhoods. I mean, some have even gone so far as to create immersive videos or 360 videos
Mm-hmm.
to embed,
Yeah.
inside
Mm-hmm.
of a certain area, to sell that home,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
because it's all about emotion.
Yes.
Real estate is still about emotion, and if you can strike a nerve versus just a cool 3D Matterport,
Yeah.
you know, that's where SkyNav can definitely, come in and help
Yeah. If you
increase
can
sales.
create that emotion within a buyer of this is what it's going to feel like to live in this home,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. It's marketing is still emotional, and you know that and that's
Mm-hmm.
what we try to, and how that is accomplished is high quality back end. Our platform, and I can show you, show a little demo.
Yeah. Let's
It's
see some
highly
examples.
immersive as far as
Mm-hmm.
the quality, because if you don't have quality imagery, it's of no avail. I mean, sure, it can be grainy, you can get an idea, but boy, when you put some really good post editing into your production, um, it really
Okay. Well,
sells.
why don't you show some examples?
Oh,
I mean, in the world that we live in today, virtually visiting places is so important.
that is true. um,
I could see even a resort. If I was trying to book a room in a resort, I would want to see all the amenities, how they're laid out. Some of
that's
these resorts in Hawaii are beautiful, right?
that's right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, well, since you
Okay, so
mentioned
here's a
since
nice
you mentioned
resort.
resorts, let's go to Jamaica. I
Like the
heard a little
music.
reggae music, but again, that all adds to the as we're talking, the emotion of these tours.
Yes.
So this is a demo we did for in the Grill, Jamaica. It's a sandals resort. But as you can see here, the embedding information beacons. There are other platforms, so probably all familiar with this. But when you can put things that resonate with a potential visitor. Of course, right now, um, travel is really restricted, but we believe strongly in call to action. So we want, if it's pricing of kayaks or dining establishments, menus.
Hmm.
Um, I think this is a 360 embed. We want to strike that emotion at every turn that a visitor comes to these tours. Every scene tells a story, and as you know, storytelling in an
Yeah,
immersive way is very powerful.
exactly.
So as you see here, we really chalk, like you said, you want to make a decision to come to this resort. I want to see pictures. I want to see galleries, and that pretty much is all baked inside of the tours.
I think if you start with pictures, it's so much more important than starting with a lot of text.
Yeah,
Because most people don't want to read. Me included.
Well,
I'd rather look at a picture. And then if I need information, if I can click on a button and then read the text on the stuff that I'm interested in. But if you pull this up and you start out where you did with that lovely water view, it's like, oh, I want to be there.
I know when you can almost see the fish, you can't get this
Yeah.
from Google Earth. So we put, as we mentioned, we put time and effort in. Even if we have contractors, which we do, they are trained our way because we don't want overcast skies. I mean, you can't have as long as the sun is out, but there's some details that
Hmm.
we want to make sure because again, it's that emotion. SkyNav is bringing all these assets to the potential buyer or traveler,
Hmm.
but we have to surround that by music, by um, imagery that just really resonates.
Yep.
And let me take you to Daytona Beach, Florida. We've been back to Daytona Beach a couple times, but now this is the opposite coast. But we have not just static icons to represent beacons, but as you notice, our platform allows our whether it's our jump beacons to go to another aerial or to the ground, they kind of catch the eye. And we've seen 40% increase in click-through rates because of this. And our
Mm.
right now, our platform enjoys anywhere between 4 and 26 minutes time on a SkyNav tour.
Whoa, really? That's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. People really stay in there, and that again, that just shows you the power of immersive technology.
Yes.
It,
Yep.
it when they're brought in and you can delight them,
Yep.
they like that. Turn that off. Um, Navigation. All of our tours come with several options. If you don't want to utilize the touch screen on a tablet or mobile or desktop mouse, you can go directly here to the navigation. Um, and our team actually went to Daytona International Speedway to the finish line, which is kind of cool. Um,
Whoa.
yeah,
That's
yeah, they don't want
cool.
people in here when cars are going almost 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was really neat.
Wow.
Oliver, yeah, go ahead.
No, I just said wow.
Oh yeah.
So if I was
So
going to go to Daytona, I would look at this because I would want to be like, okay, where is everything laid out? What does it look like? What can I expect? Right?
yeah, yeah. When our teams go to these cities, and these tours are getting popular with CBDs, um, they always come back saying, "Oh my gosh, you've got to see this area of Daytona Beach that nobody's ever been to, like these little lagoons and
Hmm.
parks and things that, for example, Jackie Robinson. This is a stadium that is nearby. I mean, the amenities in these areas are just absolutely amazing, breathtaking.
Hmm.
And so here's a good example of a really breathtaking image that was taken to showcase the Jackie Robinson ballpark.
Hmm.
If you like shopping, D, if you want to go to Daytona Beach, this is the downtown Daytona Beach area. But again, you can go right into those areas, you know,
Hmm.
and explore. We have e-commerce elements in some of our tours where, if you want to purchase tickets, buy a bottle of wine, those are embedded in
Oh,
read more
nice.
links or
Hmm.
click through links.
Cool. Yeah, this is impressive. I like this. But I'm a picture kind of girl.
Oh, I am, and you know what? I think most people today are,
I do. I think so.
especially the younger generation, as we get more and more into newer technologies. That's why AR, VR, it, it's becoming to a different time in our lives that we are very visual.
Hmm.
So again, as you see here, this is a real estate community, and you can see some of the galleries that are embedded here.
Now, if I wanted to include a Matterport space, excuse me, is that something that you would create, or would I have to order Matterport separately and then give that to you?
We are MSP.
Okay.
However, I think when we go to these, our team goes to like a community. Generally, they will have a Matterport service provider there already.
Okay.
But we, at least we're there just in case. We can definitely provide that. But so far, a lot of these communities, because we travel and our team, is in different areas, we will chalk an entire model row up with Matterports that they've already had produced.
Hmm. So what if I'm a community, like I live in the city of Cupertino, right, California. So what if like there are a bunch of merchants in downtown Cupertino wanted to get together and create one of these?
They could definitely do that. In fact, what we see happening with our tours is, um, like for example, and this is a community, but they wanted to show proximity to downtown Savannah, Georgia.
Hmm.
So, this is a connection. So if the city wanted to kind of add to this, now this is just one scene of their downtown Savannah, Georgia, but by all means, um, whether it's a city or CVB, we can definitely accommodate the cities, and they actually play off each other. A lot of cities are using, they want to bring people, retirement people, so they'll share the community tours, and then the
Oh,
community tours, like in the surrounding Daytona Beach or Columbia or Macon, Georgia area, some of our city tours there, they're actually sharing. The cities are actually sharing the. I'm sorry, the communities around are sharing the city tours because they're saying, "Hey, look at our beautiful city. Come live in my community."
uh-huh. Yeah, it's
And the
connected.
same
Yeah.
with universities. Universities that don't have a tour, they're actually sharing the city tours to possible recruits and
Ah.
possible parents. Like, hey, come take a look at Daytona Beach or Cleveland, Ohio. Um,
Yeah,
lot of
come
people
look
too.
at Cleveland.
Yeah, yeah. You have to retract that. I don't know if you,
You should say, come look at San Francisco.
yeah, Cupertino, I like that better. And like
Sorry.
this, you see here, it's 11 miles back to the community as a bird flies. So again, placing and a lot of our, or most of our aerials are geocoded. So we immediately know where the aerials are. And
Mm.
we also include two maps, D, to all of our tours.
Oh, nice.
This is a 3D map of just the aerials. But
Uh-huh.
if somebody wanted to see like, where the interstates are,
Yep.
they can quickly see where the community is in relation to these particular neighborhoods or the amenities overview.
Yeah, that's nice.
Um, we also have a 2D map, which is pretty common. Um, you see this type of map in mailers and inside of sales offices, but the 2D map will represent the entire community. So if somebody wants, they're visually overloaded with the immersive tour, they can go in here and say, you know what, let's take a look at, oh, there's a village here. Let's go here, and I can see it in proximity. Um, and they can take a view of that. There's a public shopping center.
Hmm, cool. In
So
that community, there's a shopping center?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, some of these large communities, they have schools, they have
Wow.
shopping centers. It's like they don't want you to leave. It's like the
Yeah.
Roach Motel. They check in, they check in.
It's like what Google's trying to do around here anyway.
Yeah. And here's a cool little university. We did the Macon, Georgia CVB, but the the university wanted a little love too. So
Yeah, this is great for universities.
yeah, it's
It's a
you
great
know,
way to highlight your campus.
yep, it sure is. Yeah, and like I was saying, I mean, look how beautiful this. Um, if you were on the grounds of Mercer University, you wouldn't really see the architecture and
Hmm.
some of the beautiful areas, and then you could go right down into there. Um,
Oh, yeah, nice.
so yeah, um,
Cool. All
gonna,
right. So if you want more information, the website is skynav.co, right?
that's right.
Okay.
Yep.
And if people are interested in pricing, do they just contact you?
Yes, yeah, they can fill out the form there. We can get a demo. Most of our clients want to see the platform. They want to see how the back end works. So kind of assess what a potential client needs
Hmm.
are, and then obviously give some pricing. Um, but we do cater to it's kind of a luxury item to some degree, but obviously we are branching out in other areas of our services. So
Yeah. But yeah, there's so many uses for these. I mean, these high-end resorts are, this is sort
yeah,
of right now it's becoming sort of a must-have.
yeah, it's in the travel industry, it's definitely taken a hit. So a lot of that industry, or they're looking for ways to bring people there without them being there. So,
Hmm.
um, but
Yeah, now is the time though. Now is the time to get
yeah,
this done.
mhm,
And once travel opens back up, people are going to be looking at these.
that's right. Yep.
And for real estate, right now, since you can't hold open houses, showing the area and the interior of the homes is key.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
Yep.
mean, right now is the time to work on this.
Yeah. We believe so.
Mm. Yeah.
And we're definitely seeing an uptick in sales. So
So,
it's sad that COVID has kind of pushed it that way,
mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm.
like you said, it's teeing everybody up for when this does, kind of scale back. Um, in the next year, we plan on integrating desktop augmented reality and 3D objects.
Oh,
Our
okay.
platform, really, we're teeing up for 2021 to really ramp up the immersive feel. So we have to always be looking, right, Dee, to the next level,
Yes. Hmm.
because the younger generation, in 1.5 years, this is going to be like, meh.
Yeah, it is a field that is moving quickly. Yeah.
Yep, there is.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I always ask everybody this question, and I'm going to ask you, and I think you already kind of touched on it, but anyway. So, what is your secret sauce? What makes you different from everybody else?
Well, there are a variety of of things that we put into our platform. There are other platforms out there that allow you to upload any panorama you want, but really the focus on the highest quality aerial and highest quality ground panoramas really has set us apart.
Mm,
We get that compliment quite a bit, that they're just taken back by the quality
mm,
of the imagery. The next is that we do focus on the aerial. Um, there there might be others out there that do throw in aerial panoramas, but that's why we are called SkyNav.
mm,
We
mm.
want people to be taken away like you were when you saw the waters. If your
Yep.
first scene is at the bar, that's kind of cool. You want to hear the shakers going, but boy, when you see that water,
Yep. Yep.
so that really is the next um, kind of differentiator. The next one would be our platform. So when people can log in, clients, it's extremely easy. No coding, no programming required. You don't have to put um, you know special icons or you know
Mm,
coding into anything. It's just drag and drop.
mm. Yep.
So I'd say those are definitely the main areas.
So you have a team that is available anywhere in the U.S., correct?
That's right. Actually, we have a couple teams and several partners. We have partners
Hmm.
in Florida, partners in California that subscribe to our process.
Have you done anything in Hawaii?
No, but we'd love to.
Yeah, you should go to Hawaii. You need to do this in Hawaii because there's so
Oh,
many
wouldn't that be awesome?
resorts.
I know. Yeah, that would be our teams would be clamoring to go there.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
go.
Yeah. I think that if I had a nice resort like this, I would not only want high quality because the person who's looking at this, they're going to judge me on that, right? And if
Yeah,
if I go to one of these sites and it's grainy and the images aren't great, I'm going to be like, what's the rest of the resort like? So that I think that is a good selling point that you have. Um, but
yeah,
I love to just look at these resorts just because It's like you're going there.
Yeah, and the higher quality you put in there, the more call to actions. That's why we enjoy, like I said, 4 to 26 minutes time on a tour.
Yeah.
Is you want people, that let's face it, we didn't build this as a shiny new object. This is to convert. It's built to have click throughs. It's built to have sign up forms
Mhm.
embedded.
Mhm.
But when people kind of get inside of these, in the SkyNav world, um, they get lost, and that's kind of what we want. Lost in
Mhm.
paradise, right?
Yep.
So
Cool. Well, that's a great marketing tool. So you've
yeah,
built a great product. So that's awesome.
thank you.
Anything else that you want to show us? Do you give statistics, analytics at all?
Mhm. Yeah, all of our tours are tracked. All these hot spots are tracked. So again, that's very critical for us.
Yes. Yeah.
If a company or product platform is not tracking their tours for their clients, run, because you have to know that the your investment's working.
Yes.
And that's why years ago Matterport finally put analytics into the tours. That's one thing that we did not like, that Matterport initially, when they launched, they did not have analytics. So it's like, you're drinking the Kool-Aid to some degrees, but
Yeah.
you couldn't really understand how effective they were.
But I
So
think the key with analytics is you have to have it, but not only that, it has to be true. It has to be accurate.
yeah,
Yeah. And
that's
I'm
true.
I'm kind of suspicious of a lot of Matterport's analytics because I'm not convinced they're always right. But
Yeah, I think are they impression. A lot of it's impression based, which I'm not a fan of impressions, especially to sell a product on impressions. But when you can actually leverage the actual click throughs,
mhm.
like each of these icons, that video was viewed. This one was missed. Why? Well, let's make a change. Let's move it up in the experience so that maybe it
Mhm.
gets better eye contact.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like you said, you have to, and then you have to have somebody that's looking at those analytics, right?
So is that
And
something that your company will help your customers with and say,
yeah, hmm
you know, maybe you should do this?
yep, absolutely. I mean, we also have all of our tours tracked. So if we see some areas of a tour, for example, going back to here, if certain part of the navigation isn't being seen, then if East Haven Park isn't getting a lot of traction, there's a reason. People aren't seeing that aerial or that
Uh-huh.
ground in the right spot.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to go make some adjustments, and I'll give you an example real quick. Um, this is a golf course, hole number one of their main golf courses, um, but we had to change. I think it was. I noticed on the ground. Oh, this little gallery. It was way over here, so people weren't panning way over here,
Uh-huh.
but we moved this gallery over here, and sure enough, that little adjustment got more views to the gallery. So
Yeah. Sometimes it's just the simplest things that make a big difference.
it's true. It's true. Very true.
Wow, what an impressive tool. All right, so if you want more information, you want to contact Ty, it's skynav.co. So
Mhm.
skynav.co.
That's right.
And contact him. He'll give you a demo. He'll answer your questions. And you should get one of these if you're a community, if you're a resort, whatever, university. So many different uses. And it's all about the experience and making people feel like I want to go there and this is how much fun I'll have or how I'll feel when I'm there. So
That's right.
cool. Awesome. Well, that's a great
Thank
product.
you. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining me today and sharing all about your product. I've learned a lot, and I hope everybody watching has too. I also hope that everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Next week, we'll be back with a special guest and his wife talking about a book she just recently wrote, which would make a great Christmas present. So make sure you tune in next week. All right. So thank you so much, Ty, for your time,
Yeah, thank you.
and everybody else for watching. Take care. This has been Capture the World with Dee. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Take care.